There comes a strange moment in a man's life when he begins to feel tired in a way sleep cannot fix. Not physical tiredness alone, something deeper. A silent exhaustion sitting inside the soul. He wakes up early in the morning, checks his phone, checks his bank balance, scrolls through pictures of richer people smiling beside luxury cars and expensive vacations, and quietly wonders if life is secretly passing him by. Nobody notices this moment because externally he still looks normal. He still goes to work. He still smiles around friends. He still attends family functions and pretends everything is fine. But inside, a dangerous question slowly begins growing louder. Why do some people attract wealth, opportunity, influence, and freedom so naturally, while others spend their entire lives trapped in survival? That question is where tonight's journey begins here on ChapterX. I want you to imagine a young middle-class boy growing up in India. His parents love him deeply, but every lesson he hears is built around fear. Study hard, get safe marks, find a stable job, don't take risks, don't dream too big. Security becomes the highest goal of life. Slowly, without realizing it, he is trained not to live, but to avoid danger. Years pass. He gets the degree, finds a job, earns a salary, and for a while it feels like success. But then adulthood arrives with its silent brutality. Rent, bills, responsibilities, loans, expectations, and suddenly he realizes something terrifying. He has become a machine selling time in exchange for survival. The dreams he once carried in childhood begin disappearing quietly under the weight of routine. This is the employee trap nobody talks about openly. A cage made of gold where comfort slowly replaces freedom. Thomas Jacob speaks about this hidden reality in A Track to Billionaire Life with a different kind of energy. Not loud motivation, not fake positivity, but something deeper. He explains that attracting wealth is not only about money, it is about identity, about the emotional frequency you live in every single day. Because the brutal truth is this: most people are trying to build wealth while carrying a mindset trained for scarcity. And scarcity is expensive, very expensive. Scarcity makes people panic. It makes them chase validation. It makes them buy things they cannot afford just to feel respected for a few moments. Look around carefully and you will see it everywhere. Expensive phones purchased on EMI, luxury clothes hiding financial stress, smiles hiding anxiety. Entire lives built around impressing strangers who secretly do not care. I once heard a story about two young men who started life with exactly the same salary. The first man spent his money trying to look successful. Every month he upgraded something. Better shoes, better restaurants, better gadgets. Social media loved him. Friends admired him. From the outside, his life looked impressive, but internally, he lived in constant pressure. One emergency could destroy his stability completely. The second man looked boring to society. He disappeared from parties. He stopped chasing attention. He learned skills quietly at night while others wasted hours scrolling endlessly through distractions. People laughed at him. Relatives called him antisocial. But he understood something powerful very early. Wealth grows in silence first. 5 years later, the difference between the two men became painful to watch. One still depended on permission to survive. The other had begun buying back his freedom. That is the shadow code wealthy people rarely explain publicly. Real wealth is silent. Real power moves quietly. Nature itself teaches this lesson everywhere. A seed grows underground long before the world sees the tree. Diamonds form under pressure and darkness. The crocodile waits silently beneath still water before striking. But modern society has become addicted to noise. People announce every goal before achieving it. Every small success becomes a performance for strangers. Attention has become a drug, and slowly people lose the ability to sit alone with their own thoughts. Silence terrifies modern humans because silence exposes truth. It forces a man to confront who he really is without distractions. The rich understand something the average person ignores completely. Attention is energy. And where attention goes, life follows. Most people leak their energy everywhere. Endless notifications. Endless gossip. Endless entertainment. Their minds become crowded rooms filled with noise. Then they wonder why they cannot focus long enough to change their lives. Thomas Jacob points towards something deeper than motivation. he speaks about emotional alignment. Billionaire thinking is not just strategy, it is emotional control. Because opportunities are attracted toward calm, disciplined minds. Desperate energy repels success. You can feel this truth in real life. Some people enter a room carrying peace, certainty, and confidence without speaking loudly. Others carry anxiety everywhere they go. Wealth often follows emotional stability more than intelligence. And perhaps this is why monk mode has become so important in modern times. Temporary isolation, stepping away from noise, protecting cognitive bandwidth, building yourself quietly while the world remains distracted. Most people cannot do this because they are addicted to validation. They need constant reassurance from others. But the billionaire mindset is different. It understands that loneliness is sometimes the price of transformation. Every powerful person eventually walks through a season where nobody understands their vision. Friends disappear, family doubts them, society mocks them. This is the crab bucket effect. The moment someone tries escaping average thinking, others unconsciously try pulling them back down because your growth reminds them of their own fear. There is another brutal truth nobody teaches in school. Poverty is not only financial. Poverty is mental exhaustion. A stressed brain cannot think long-term. When someone spends every day worrying about survival, rent, debt, and bills, their nervous system enters permanent emergency mode. Modern science now confirms what ancient wisdom understood centuries ago. Scarcity reduces cognitive bandwidth. Fear shrinks human potential. This is why wealthy people obsess over buying time and peace instead of impressing society. They understand that a calm mind sees opportunities faster than a desperate mind ever can. And maybe this is the saddest part of modern life. So many people are living according to an outer scorecard instead of an inner one. They make decisions based on applause instead of purpose. They choose careers for status, relationships for appearance, purchases for validation. Slowly, they lose connection with themselves completely. Warren Buffett once described this perfectly when he spoke about the inner and outer scorecard. The outer scorecard is controlled by society's opinions. The inner scorecard is guided by your own truth. Most people spend their entire lives trapped inside the outer scorecard, desperately trying to look successful, while internally feeling empty. But somewhere deep inside, every human being already knows the truth. Freedom matters more than appearance. Peace matters more than applause. Ownership matters more than salary. And time is the real currency of life. Once you understand this deeply, your decisions begin changing quietly. You stop chasing temporary validation. You stop explaining your dreams to people committed to misunderstanding you. You become more patient, more disciplined, more intentional, and slowly, almost invisibly, your entire energy changes. So tonight, while listening here on ChapterX, ask yourself one honest question. Are you truly building a life of freedom? Or are you simply decorating your prison to make it look comfortable? Because the answer to that question may completely change your future. If this message speaks to something deep inside you, subscribe to ChapterX, like this video, and comment your thoughts below. Because in the next part, we are going even deeper into the psychology of attraction, wealth energy, discipline, and the silent habits that separate free minds from permanently trapped ones.